This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. Detainee Jad Dera and 6 security officers from the National Bureau of Investigation sought a preliminary investigation on the criminal complaint filed against them following their arrest for allegedly sneaking out of detention at midnight, Wednesday. Dera is facing a complaint of corruption of public officials and employees under the revised penal code, while the 6 NBI security officers are facing complaints for infidelity in the custody of prisoners, detained person and violation of Republic Act 3019 or the anti-graft law. Lawyer Mark Anthony T., counsel for Dera, said they opted to sign a detention waiver as a requirement for a preliminary investigation so they can respond to the accusations and submit supporting evidence. The Department of Justice confirmed that Dera managed to sneak out of detention Tuesday evening and returned at midnight Wednesday, where he and his NBI escorts were arrested. T said that Dera had been feeling ill and had requested permission to consult a doctor. He did not feel well. He needed to go out and inform the NBI personnel and was allowed to do so, T told reporters. He said Dera was suffering from gastritis. He, however, refused to comment on reports that Dera was spotted dining at a restaurant. As evidence, the NBI submitted a joint affidavit of arrest, photos, and videos of the arrest, and a screenshot of CCTV footage of Dera eating at a buffet restaurant in Makati. The Court of Appeals has upheld a sentence of up to 8 years imprisonment imposed by a regional trial court on a policeman and his companion who waylaid a couple in 2006 and ran off with more than 3.5 million pesos in checks and cash. The CA 5th Division affirmed the conviction of Police Officer 1 Dennis Salvijo and Ricino Colandrino, positively identified by the victims as the persons who apprehended them while they were on their home from a bank at about 11 am on May 18, 2006 in Santiago City, Isabela Province. Salvijo denied the allegations, saying at the supposed time and date of the robbery, he was on his way to Campo Duru, the police regional office 2 headquarters in Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. The defenses of the accused, unsubstantiated by clear and convincing evidence, cannot prevail over their positive identification by victim Raul. Read the CA decision dated June 19 and made public Friday. Salvijo and Colandrino shot at the 2 front tires of the couple's car, ordered them to step out and hand over their money, and fled on a motorcycle. The victims immediately reported the incident and recognized the 2 men from photos shown to them. Aside from the 3 million pesos in checks and cash, the duo also took the credit cards and mobile phones of the victims. 4 ex-officials of the Regional Agriculture Office here facing graft charges were arrested, the police regional office in the Caraga region said Friday. We are tasked to enforce the law in a manner that treats all individuals equally, regardless of their social status or positions, PRO 13 Chief, Brigadier General Pablo Labra, said in a statement. Those arrested were Ejado Dahino, 67, former Department of Agriculture Caraga Assistant Regional Director, Jessica Dan, 62, ex-Chief Administrator and Finance Officer, Marilinda Santos, 65, former Budget Officer, and Jerry Liab, 54, ex-Regional Accountant. They are connected with the 2004 fertilizer fund scam allegedly masterminded by Janet Lim Napoles, the so-called pork barrel queen. The 4 former officials were allegedly responsible for the agricultural reinforcement project entered into by the municipality of Del Carmen, Surigao del Norte with Napoles-linked non-governmental organization Philippine Social Development Foundation Incorporated. They were separately arrested Thursday in this city by operatives of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group Agusan del Norte. All 4 are facing charges for violation of Republic Act 3019. Anti-graft and corrupt practices, and Article 217 of the revised penal code for malversation. A bail bond of 210,000 pesos each was set by the Sandigan-Bayan 4th Division for their temporary liberty. A policeman assigned in Marikina City was sacked from his post for allegedly moonlighting as a gun runner, the Eastern Police District reported yesterday. EPD Director Brigadier General Wilson Asuta has ordered the administrative relief of Corporal Carmelo Frias, who was disarmed and reassigned to the Personnel Holding and Accounting Unit of the Marikina Police. "We initiated a pre-charge investigation," a suitor said in a text message. Frias' administrative relief came after he was identified by the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group as a member of a gun-running syndicate. He was spotted by CIDG agents with his cohorts at the Armska firing range in Barangay Fortune in Marikina at around 1:25 p.m. on June 21. CIDG Director Major General Romeo Karamat Jr. said Frias and the suspects were under surveillance due to reports they were illegally selling firearms and ammunition. The syndicate operates in Rizal and nearby cities, negotiating with clients using social media platforms. Karamat said in a statement, acting on the information, the CIDG set up an entrapment operation against Frias and the suspects. The policemen's alleged cohorts, namely Jeffrey Damano, 30, and Joey Espana, 47, were arrested after they received 45,000 pesos in marked money from an undercover CIDG officer. Frias, however, managed to escape. Seized from the suspects were a 9mm Uzi pistol, a 9mm pistol, 32 rounds of ammunition, 2 cell phones and a motorcycle. Frias and the other suspects were charged with violating Republic Act 105/91, the Comprehensive Law on Firearms and Ammunition. Police arrested a barangay captain in San Enrique Town, Iloilo Province in a buy-bust operation on Monday, June 26. The Police Regional Office 6 identified the suspect as Elvigireo Paez, 47, of Barangat Palj. Paez was arrested after he sold a sachet of shabu worth to a police poser buyer. Suspect yielded 35,000 pesos worth of shabu, a 12-gauge shotgun, a revolver, and ammunition in the joint operation of the San Enrique Municipal Police Station led by Police Captain Johnny Oro. The PRO6 lauded the arrest of Paez. An elected government official engaging in illegal drugs has no place in Western Visayas, said Police Brigadier General Sidney Villafla PRO6 acting director in a statement on Tuesday, June 27. He cited the people for providing police with information on the suspect's activities. "The police cannot do it alone. We thank the community for giving us valuable information that resulted in this high-impact accomplishment," added Villafla. Suspect is facing charges for violating the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act and the Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunition Regulation Act. The Sandiganbayan has issued an arrest warrant against Antique Governor Rodor Arcadia O on accusations of violating the country's anti-graft law. Associate Justice Maria Teresa Dolores Gomez Astosta, chairperson of the Anti-Graft Court 7th Division, ordered on Wednesday, June 7, the local police and the National Bureau of Investigation to arrest Cadio. The case stemmed from a complaint filed by Provincial General Services Office head Antonio de la Vega, who was reassigned to their Quirasi satellite office located 100 kilometers away from the provincial capital in the capital San Jose town. The Civil Service Commission eventually ordered his reinstatement. In 2018, de la Vega also filed a complaint at the Office of the Ombudsman in the Visayas, claiming that the governor did not sign his daily time record, which led to the non-release of his benefits by the provincial accountant and provincial treasurer amounting to 1,664,810 pesos. Deputy Ombudsman for the Visayas Paul Elmer Clement found probable cause to charge the governor in court in a September 2, 2019 resolution. The findings were approved by Ombudsman Samuel Martires in 2021. Former Tugueire, Lanao del Sur Water District Acting General Manager Jamaluddin Haji Faisal was found guilty by the Sandiganbayan 3rd Division over a 10 million peso fictitious water supply project in 2011. In the decision of the court promulgated on June 23, 2023, Faisal was sentenced to suffer the penalty of reclusion perpetua for malversation of public funds as well as 6 to 10 years for graft. The court also ordered him to pay a fine equal to the amount malversed. The injury to the government is apparent considering that the prosecution was able to prove that the water supply improvement project of Tugueire Water District was neither implemented nor partly completed and that accused Faisal was able to appropriate the said funds by utilizing the falsified accomplishment report, the court said. The court noted in the decision that during the trial, defense witness Sahania Sumdadamito was not allowed to testify. But her counsel made a tender of excluded evidence that if she were allowed to testify, she would say that the appointment letter of Faisal was not in official form. But the court noted that aside from his appointment paper signed by the town mayor, the prosecution also presented documentary evidence that Faisal was one of the authorized signatories who could transact with the Philippine National Bank on behalf of the water district. The court underscored that based on the verification done by the National Bureau of Investigation, the supposed project was neither implemented nor partly completed. The court finds that the Tugaw Water District, under the leadership of accused Faisal, did not implement the water supply improvement project, the court said. Police apprehended a teacher for rape in Rizal, this province, on Friday, June 23. Police Colonel Randy Glenn Silvio, Laguna Police Chief, identified the suspect as Jovan. Police Captain Rolly Dahas, Town Police Chief, said Jovan was tagged as the most wanted person on the regional level and apprehended at 6:15 p.m. based on a warrant of arrest issued by Judge Avzerbito Alba, acting presiding judge, Branch 8, Family Court, City of Calamba, Laguna for rape under Republic Act 7877, Anti-Sexual Harassment Act of 1995. Suspect is in the custody of the Rizal Municipal Police Station. Silvio said there is no let-up in their campaign to arrest wanted persons in Laguna. Our law does not discriminate, no matter who you are or whether you are a government employee or not. If you have committed a crime against the law, you must be held accountable, he said. The Lilon municipal government purchased 207 pieces of lechon totaling 1.357 million pesos for team buildings, religious activities, founding anniversaries of private groups, graduation exercises, general assemblies, get-togethers, among others that were deemed irregular and unnecessary by the Commission on Audit. Government auditors said some of the purchases violated the prohibition on the spending of government funds for religious or private purposes. Auditors reported that Lilon Mayor Alju Frasco already prohibited the granting of all future requests for lechons for any activity or gathering. The lechon purchases were among the key findings by government auditors in the 2022 annual audit report of the town's finances released recently by COA. COA said in its report that the lechon purchases deprived the constituents of projects or services that could have been derived from the use of the said funds. Auditors also pointed out that Section 335 of RA No. 7160 or the Local Government Code provides that no public money or property shall be appropriated or applied for religious or private purposes. COA said some of the lechons were purchased for pastoral parish council and other religious groups such as the Knights of Columbus for their events, team buildings, get-together, induction, oath-taking, Thanksgiving and assemblies. Mayor Frasco told auditors that Lilon did not buy the lechons but simply made a cash donation for cultural activity. He said it was the recipients who decided to buy lechon in consonance with the Filipino tradition of highlighting any gathering with roast pig. Auditors, however, contested this, saying the disbursement vouchers and its supporting documents show it was the municipality's BAC who procured these lechons. A security screening officer was arrested for allegedly stealing a mobile phone at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 1. The officer for transportation security bailed on Tuesday. The alleged theft happened around 6:30 p.m. Monday when Rudolph Aquin apparently took a mobile phone from a charging station inside the terminal. OTS Public Affairs Division Officer in charge Kim Marquez told the Philippine news agency. The OTS on Tuesday said that upon review of the security camera footage, Aquin was seen taking the mobile phone and placing it inside his safety vest. The phone reportedly belongs to an airport wheelchair attendant. The airport police department immediately went down to the baggage makeup area and identified Aquin, who was then wearing the same vest and eyeglasses. The latter was invited for inquiry, and during this time, Aquin took out from his pocket the said missing mobile phone, and he was subsequently arrested, the OTS report stated. Marquez said that at around 10 p.m., Aquin was brought to the Police Intelligence and Investigation Division for further investigation and subsequent inquest proceedings. Former Mambung, Sulu Vice Mayor Pondo Mujazan has been recruiting civilians for a potential private armed group that may be used in the upcoming barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections, the Philippine National Police said Tuesday, interviewed on GMA Integrated News on Ang Balita. PNP spokesperson Police Colonel Jean Fajardo said this is one of the reasons why law enforcement authorities conducted an operation against Mudgeson last Saturday. The joint forces of the PNP and AFP launched the law enforcement operation because we monitored he was already recruiting armed civilians, she said, and we already classify it as a potential armed group that, we believe, may be used in the upcoming BSKE, she added. Aside from serving arrest warrants for murder to Mudgeson, Fajardo said authorities were also supposed to implement search warrants against the former vice mayor over supposed illegal possession of firearms and explosives. A firefight broke out between state forces and Mudgeson's group during the operation, but authorities failed to arrest the former official. The firefight left 6 people dead, 2 of them perishing while undergoing treatment. 1 fatality was reported from the government side, a special action force trooper, and 5 from Mudgeson's side, Fajardo told GMA News Online in a message. That's all for this week. I'll see you next week with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.